younger generation, just so they can help me fix my digital clock. Not to mention, I keep calling it Facebook, Twitter, and all these other things that you saw in our campaign. I didn't do any of it, but I was the one making all these comments. Whoever did all these Twittering and stuff for me, I want to thank you for that. And let me introduce my oldest son, Furutani. Tracy, our daughter, and all of you know my youngest son, Joey. Joey's with his good friend and our good friend, Bryn. And just so happens, tonight, Tracy's brother came into town in our family as well, and that's Keith, right? If you're walking around and you see someone, you go, wow, that looks like Warren. That's my brothers. My brothers are here as well. I have 3 brothers. My youngest brother, Stoney, in the back, and his wife, Janet. My brother, Alan, in the back. His wife, Marsha. My oldest brother, Norman, with his wife, Jenny, in the back. And I see my nephew, my niece, Brian, and Julie. The whole family outside, no matter what the project is. Thank you, family. Those of you that worked on the campaign know that we had sort of a senior sheltered workshop going in that side room. We did so much local boutique mail on about 20,000 pieces. These people helped stuff all of these envelopes, and that's my mother-in-law, Aiko. And our aunt, Amy. Amy was in the crew as well. And my other nephew was here, LT, right over here, helped out in Jerry here. Oh, I'm Jerry Man. So anyway, family is what gets all this going. It's all about making things happen. But what this is all about, and I'm so amazed looking in this room because everybody here helped out on the campaign. Of course, we didn't let anybody come unless they helped out on the campaign. But people walked precincts, people stuffed envelopes, people were on the phone. This is how you do a campaign. This is what we're talking about in terms of people power. Making sure that when we're dealing with elections, we are talking people to people. We're out there touching people, talking to people, and this is how you make democracy work and make it happen. But I have to put it in a context for you. We ran into a lot of communities where getting them to vote was a little bit difficult today and in the primary. A lot of people feel the government doesn't take care of them at all. A lot of people feel not only cynical and apathetic, but they've given up on government because they feel government's given up on them. We have to change that. We have to change that and make sure that everybody knows that no matter what station you have in life, what geographic area you might live in, what color your skin, your background, your belief system, whatever the case may be, government is supposed to take care of everybody. It's supposed to be a government for the people and by the people. And that's what we have to reaffirm with folks. I mean, getting out and talking to people, it was no coincidence that as you talked about what their challenges were, what their concerns were, they just funnily were feeling that government doesn't take care of them. And when you look at whether it's at the national level, the state level, or the local level, we can use all the economic terms you want. We can talk about deficits, we can talk about cutting budgets, we can talk about revenue, whatever the case may be. You take all of those out of the way, and it gets down to one fundamental thing. What government should do for the people. Who government should serve, and yeah, we got to talk about how we're going to pay for it. So we determine the success of our community not by how many millionaires and billionaires we have living at the beach in California. We have to determine the basis and how our government is faring based upon how the least among us is doing, how our education system works for all people, how our services are, in fact, a safety net for those that need the help. This is the kind of government we're talking about, and as all of us know in the room, these programs, these ideas, these services are being cut, These persons are being decimated, and no wonder people are cynical about government, because government is not taking care of their needs. I mean, when we talk about whether people liked it or not with the Occupy LA or Occupy Wall Street, what they put on the table, foursquare for all of us, was the debate about what government should do, what our lives should be like in this country. And that's the situation that we're in for 2012 as the president gets ready for his re-election. It couldn't be more clear, and I hope one of those knuckleheads does get to represent the Republican side of the ticket. Let them get out there with the belief system. Let the Tea Party talk about what they think is right. Let them say, yeah, corporations are people too. Fuck you. What does this gotta be about? This has gotta be about people and our quality of life and the kind of communities we live in. This has gotta be about a government that takes care of its people, provides the education that they deserve. Fundamental democratic institution, education. At one time in the state of California, you were guaranteed if you wanted to go to college, you could go to college. Right. The other guarantee they made in the 50s with the other Brown when he was governor was that not only could you go to college, but you could go free. Right. It was free. Other parts of the world, Larry Clark, we were talking with Larry Frank. Larry was saying that his son is going to Argentina tomorrow. If the son goes to Argentina, he can go to the university in Argentina for free, even though he's from the United States. Other parts of the world, people are going to higher education for free. Here it's becoming so expensive, there's not going to be an argument anymore about whether you're from USC or UCLA. It's all going to cost the same. So in looking at these issues, whether it's a city council campaign, whether it's a presidential campaign, no matter the case, I believe the arguments are still the same. I believe that line has got to be drawn. Some of you know, or a lot of you know, that I'm not the one that pushes people aside to try to get in the middle of the picture. But as it was about 5 months ago, I was on the front page of the LA Times. You saw the picture. It looks like I was getting ready to do some cheap gospels. It was a situation where we had to start drawing some lines in the sand. This guy was talking about, of all things, we should do a mail piece on this, about Italian Americans of all things. You and I know that if someone is going to talk disparagingly about Italian Americans in public on the floor of the legislature, what is he saying about people of color? What is he saying about gay and lesbian folks? What is he saying about immigrants in private? You know that the kind of feeling and thoughts that they have that they're pushing on the legislature at the state level, at the federal level. These kinds of ideas that they're perpetuating, these kinds of anti-union ideas that we've seen in Wisconsin, in Ohio, in Costa Mesa, the city of Costa Mesa, all of these kind of things. It finally came out with my opponent that he finally said, yeah, I'm about outsourcing. He straight up said that. We're not about outsourcing. I don't care if we're talking about the zoo or whatever the case may be. But in that situation, and looking at that, what this fight is about, is our future and what government should do. And what this campaign is about not just getting Furutani elected, but building a movement that's going to have its basic watchwords, as its clarion call, is that what we're talking about, power. Power to the people and people power. That's what this is all about. It's not the 1%, it's the 99%.